In 1991, the Franciscans in the Netherlands founded a project called the Franciscan Milieu Project. And there they invite people of different faiths to come together and in a very concrete way to learn how to live ecologically as brothers and sisters in different faith traditions. In the United States, the Franciscan family, we've just recently, about 2 years ago, we established an organization called FAN, the Franciscan Action Network. And the idea is that we would bring together our voices in Washington to work on important issues of advocacy. It was founded to promote joint advocacy on these important issues. And I received a note from one of the people that works in FAN, and they told me that some of the very specific projects that they're working on in terms of ecology, one is Washington Interfaith Service and the Coalition on the Environment and Energy Working Group. They meet and communicate regularly to share expertise and to collaborate on matters of policy, like efforts for comprehensive climate and energy legislation at the federal level. Another organization that they participate in is Green Faith, which works to educate, animate, and mobilize communities of faith for individual, collective, and policy change. They also participate in the Interfaith Power and Light group, and they conduct the same activities as Green Faith, and they add an international component as well. The first group, Green Faith, works within the U.S. The Interfaith Power and Light group includes also international projects. Again, in the U.S., there's a National Religious Partnership for the Environment. It's a unique ecumenical and interfaith organization that was founded in 1993. Its membership includes the United States Catholic Conference of Bishops, the National Council of Churches in the USA, the Evangelical Environmental Network, and the Coalition on the Environment and Jewish Life. The partnership and its members have provided key leadership on issues of environment and its link to faith. And perhaps as a final example, I'd just like to talk a little bit about the Greenbelt movement in Kenya. It was started by Wangari Maathai, the Nobel Peace Laureate, and she recognizes that cooperation between religions will go a long way to replanting the planet and the continent of Africa, bringing about a return to a greener environment. I don't know if you knew about it, but just a few days ago on 10-10-10, the 10th day of the 10th month of the 10th year, among other people, she was promoting a work day to go out and plant trees. And from what I understand, I read that there were 6,300 organizations around the world that participated in this work day. You know, so sometimes it seems like, oh, go out and plant a tree, but it seems to me that if we can grab people's attention, if we could help them to see how little actions can begin to add up, it works. Two of our friars, two of our Franciscans in Kenya, for example, in central Kenya, over the last 20 years or so, they, together with their allies, have planted almost 1 million trees in central Kenya. So the little things can begin to add up and to work. Just to finish up, you know, in terms of my own work, I reflected looking at all this stuff and saying about how difficult it is to make concrete the proclamations that we say about our work. I just look, for my own work, what I'll be doing over the coming years is very concretely preparing and distributing resource material for my own brothers and for the people that we work with in the parishes, in our schools, et cetera, so that they will be able to take this message down to the local level. I plan to continue to participate with our Franciscan family in working with ARC, the Alliance for Religion and Conservation, looking to promote the 7-year plan that we submitted and continuing to promote the project for the greening of pilgrimage cities. I've begun to look at the possibility of establishing regional ecology centers. I found that what we don't have, like now for the upcoming meeting in Cancun, I try to find some Franciscans who promote the education, animation, and mobilization of faith communities in regard to ecological issues. I heard at least 2 comments about what I would call lifestyle issues. We need to ask ourselves as we look at our world, not only about the big issues, but about how I face those big issues and what I do in my day-to-day life. Right at the beginning this morning, we were talking a little bit about, for example, the use of plastics. You know, I know in my own community here in Rome, I'm always fighting with my brothers about trying to use less plastic. It's not easy to convince people to change lifestyles. But it seems to me that at a very specific level, that's what we need to do as well. All of us need to learn that we need to change how we live in order to make the differences that we're talking about. Thank you.